Today, we are talking about attitude of gratitude.
You are listening to The Psychic Jam, a podcast that inspires holisticpreneurs like you to gain confidence, to learn, and to listen to your inner voice. Tune in as featured experts of the Psychic Associates discuss heavy and taboo topics, breaking down all the barriers of the realities of working in this industry.
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here today. My name is Jay Lane, and I'm joined by my co hosts, Amber Price and Liz Throp. And today it's all about gratitude. And I'm excited about this because it's about how being thankful really sets the intention for putting you on a positive path. And this makes me excited because gratitude has really changed my life. And I always felt that it was, it's just that people talk about this and you get excited and things happen, and I never really felt that way. But I think it's because I really didn't have that set intention. I think it was that, I heard about it, but I didn't believe it. And the thing is, it goes a lot with your belief systems, right, ladies?
Yeah,
Right?
me too, Jay.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if you don't believe, how could you receive, And so the thing is, I always love to set some really positive intentions with gratitude, but I get excited when I do it because I find that the more energy I put to my gratitude, the more I receive for some reason. It just opens up that great big channel, and it just rains down on us in a really great way. So Amber, I don't know what your little recipe is, or how you give gratitude or how you're affected by it, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on it.
Thank you so much. I love what you just said. You have to believe to receive. Like this is you have to be able to get to that point. But it's so true because until you've actually experienced what gratitude can do for you, you don't know, you don't believe it. You don't believe it. Like how could our attitude create different opportunities for us or to bring in that abundance to manifest the things that we want? But it's I'm with you on that one. That is exactly how I feel, because it was one of the things that when I was starting out years ago and really going through my process, like my mom and dad always taught me gratitude. It was like seeing the silver lining, right? It's like, okay, even in the midst of this storm, there's still something beautiful to be found, or there's still something great that we are given, right? And I always say, to my clients, like it's the duality of everything. There is always going to be two sides and maybe even more to it. But if we're going to kind of, break it down so we can see it, there's going to be something negative and there's going to be something positive. There's going to be the dark and the light. And we need the darkness in order to see the light in the things, and to we need to know hate to know love. We need to know pain to know euphoria. We need to know sorrow for joy. Like we can't know those things without these dualities of it. So how my experience started was when I started this journey, like I was saying years ago, I was doing a lot of like inner work. And when I say inner work, I feel like I kept asking myself a lot of questions, like who am I as a person? Like what do I put a lot of emphasis on, or what do I kind of feel is important for myself? And one of the things that I felt like I got consistently every day was to see the bright side of things, to see the light in the darkness, to see that silver lining. And I know I got that. I truly believe that's my soul, but I also know that my parents were really, really good role models for this. It wasn't always poor me and, oh my goodness, this is terrible, and all of that stuff. It was not that. It was, okay, this happened because of this, or let's make sense out of why we're experiencing this. And so as I was going through my journey and asking myself questions, that was the constant. It was, okay, no matter what happens, there's got to be something in this. There's got to be something to come out of this. And we might not see it right away. Like, when something happens to us, best laid plans, right? Like you order something and it doesn't come correctly. You don't know what you're seeing out of this in this moment, but you will find it. You will be able to find what the good, I'm joking about how trivial that is, but there's the bigger, badder things that happen in our lives. And it is very, very hard to come out of that storm and see what is the positive on this. But in terms of how I needed to practice every single day was the gratitude piece, which was I'm already seeing the bright side. So now I needed to go one step further, which was to actually feel this. So the difference between us mentally knowing we should be grateful, and if you've ever grown up with somebody who says, or just even have someone in your life that says, well, you should be grateful for all the good things in your life. You should be happy. You should be whatever. That doesn't do it. That's not what we're talking about here today. This is not the attitude of gratitude. This is something that you actually embody, that you believe, that you live, that you breathe, eat, sleep. This is something that you are. So when you have that energy of gratitude, you start to fill up, like you almost start to expand. And I could feel that myself. I could feel where I was taking it that one step further of, okay, mentally, I know this I should feel gratitude for. But there were some times where I felt like, okay, did I really believe that? Or what was happening here? Because I feel like it kind of fell flat. So I took it that step further to feel it. So if I'm full of gratitude, that means that I should actually start to feel it in the cells of my body. I should start to feel that course through my body. So I started to learn the difference between doing the mental, yes, checklist, I'm grateful for, then doing the emotional. What am I sensing? Like what is my emotion? Do I feel? Do I feel lit up by this? Do I feel happy? Sometimes I have so much gratitude, I start to well up and cry. Like I feel so full of gratitude for something. My children, my grandchildren, you guys, like life, breath, whatever, like health. I feel so full of gratitude for things that I will start to feel that emotional response. Then I start to feel it on a physical level. So now am I starting to feel, I always say, like, here I am tingly again, but like I'm starting, does my body feel tingly, and is it vibrating? Is it electrically charged, right? Because I can feel that. And it's no different than feeling grief, that heaviness in your chest, that sadness, that sorrow, that despair. You can feel gratitude in those same ways. It's a little different than joy, I'm going to say. It's not like, oh, I'm super happy, I'm excited. There's a deep, deep sense. So the opposite of sorrow is the gratitude of, you get that deep sense of overflow. Like it's like overflowing of this deepest sense of peace, joy, everything's right in the world, and direction and clarity. It's kind of like that mixing pot of all of those things in that deep sense of yourself. So then I start to feel it in my physical body. Now spiritual things are happening. Now all of a sudden I'm starting to align up like, okay, I understand that me losing this person from my life is part of this bigger plan. This is bigger picture. There's something else that's going on. There's lessons that don't involve me. I'm part of this, but it doesn't like directly affect me, or whatever the story is. I'm starting to do that spiritual aspect. So Jay, for me, when you ask, what is my take on this and how do I do this? Even talking right now, I feel like I'm so full of gratitude to have this conversation with everybody today, because it is something that is a part of me that I feel allows me to see other people on a very deeper level, to understand myself at a very high awareness, because I'm always learning. We're always learning about ourselves. We're always learning about others. You're never going to know everything, ever. But doing that process every day helps you get there. And when you know what you're grateful for, when you show the things that you're grateful for, you know yourself deeper. Like if I'm always grateful for monetary things, what am I saying about myself? What is happening? If I'm grateful for the emotions or experiences in life, what is that saying about myself? There's a mix of those things too, right? Like I love buying my purses. Like I love my purses. I'm so grateful for purses.
Let me feel you on that one. Those girls too.
That's my thing. That's what I do. I need to have a purse. It's almost like every season I'm going to get a new purse, and it doesn't matter how many I have. I'm grateful for the experience and the opportunity to have it. But there's also like I mentioned before, my family, my health, nature. Like there's not one day I don't look outside and think, wow, I'm so eternally grateful for Earth and for the trees and for, you know, the fox that just ran by me or whatever. Like there's just so many things to be grateful for. And when you start to see what that does, it paints a picture of who you are and who your soul is. And you do find the clarity in that. You find the clarity of what's important to you. If you are someone, like for me, like just, you know, going back on this thing about the purses, like for me, it's something that I feel like that tells me a story about, like, I like to be organized. So I pick purses that are fashionable, but also I can keep myself organized. So to buy a purse is not just about me wanting to buy something fashionable. This is about me needing to keep organized and to keep clean, because I like things to be clean. I like things to be new and organized. So this is stuff that with gratitude, you're able to ask yourself and go through those things so that deeper self-awareness starts to kick in. I also have so much gratitude when I donate things, whether it's my time, my energy, money, items. Like I have so much gratitude that I'm able to share and to give and to donate time, energy, you know, whatever it is that is needed. There's so much gratitude in this because we don't own anything. We are borrowing all of this. And if we can understand this on a greater level, that we are so full of gratitude for the things that we are able to experience right now. But guess what? That's going to someone else later. So how I feel about this today, right now, is going to depict and be a catalyst for how that person feels about it moving forward, how they experience it. So I want to be able to love all the things that I'm able to have right now, so that those things that I'm able to love and have gratitude for go out and multiply it and expand it and share it with everybody else. And that spreads, it's contagious, it amplifies, it expands. So to me, well, you can hear it in my voice. Like I feel it. I'm starting to get amped up and hot here. So I definitely agree, Jay, that, you know, you can manifest things into your life. You can use it in a way you have no idea. Like, and again, it's learning, right? So whatever we don't know today about ourselves, we're going to learn tomorrow. But it's through the gratitude of even being able to be here, to have this experience, to know that about ourselves, to know this about gratitude. And if you're dealing with the laws of the universe, you know, the law of the universe, like giving and receiving, gratitude, you know, manifestation, abundance, all of those things, because ultimately that's what we're here to do. So if we can create more energy of love, more energy of gratitude, we have more opportunities in that expanded high vibration energy to experience, to give, to receive. So that's my take on this. And Liz, what about you?
Well, I think you guys covered the whole understanding and awareness around what gratitude means specifically, and what it means to you. And I'm all down for the whole purse thing. I love the whole purse thing. I love me a nice purse,
Oh, yeah.
not a fashionable purse. But I want to kind of take it down another path for our listeners and viewers. And for those of you who are challenged in, how do I find that place? Like, how are people just so damn happy all the time? How are you grateful? Like, you know what, I got a bill in the mail for, you know, $2,000 for my taxes. That doesn't make me happy. And, you know, my best friend just passed away, or, you know, everybody I know and love is dead. You know, like there could be multiple reasons why you believe you shouldn't be happy or grateful. And I understand that. We've all been down that path. We've all experienced trauma and drama on some level, some more extreme than others. And for that, I'm sorry that you're experiencing that, for those of you who are feeling that right now. However, the thing I want to bring to your awareness and to your attention is that, you know, it is being mindful of the positive in the negative. So, you know, I'll take you to my friend just passed away, that kind of scenario. Be grateful that you got to know that person. Be grateful that you had time spent with that person, that you got to enjoy their life with them. Be grateful for that. That's how you find gratitude out of sadness. if you get a big bill in the mail and you're like, I don't even have the money to feed myself this week. I need you to stop being in the awareness of the what you don't have or the lack, and step into, it's literally a change of mind. I am grateful that this larger bill came in because it means that I made money on last year. This is if it's your taxes. I'm grateful that I have an expensive heating bill in because I have warmth in my home. I'm grateful that I had an expensive electrical bill because I have lights where, there are people who don't. So I'm grateful for this. And if you can switch your train of thinking to really tapping into the positive in all negatives, you're going to feel a surge of energy that you've never felt before. And, Amber, you made a very valid point about how your mom and dad really instilled these values for you, and not everyone was raised that way.
No,
My family specifically, and you made the point of, and I'm grateful that you had that experience. But at the same time, I didn't have that experience, and I had the you should be grateful experience.
Yes.
Because that's how they knew and understood time and space back in those days. And they were in a sense of lack in their own lives. So that's why my experience was different. And I don't hold them accountable for that. I understand and see it from a perspective now, that I didn't when I was experiencing that. So if you came from a place like that, and not from a place of centered, grounded, place of gratitude like Amber was raised in, you need to know that that doesn't put you on a setback. In fact, I see it quite differently because I was raised that way. I'm able to appreciate gratitude so much more because I see the demise of joy and happiness as a result of living in a lack of gratitude. Do you see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. And it's such an awareness that not everybody, that's the experience of it. We all have very, very different experiences growing up, and today, even in our lives of what we choose. But, I think that just in speaking about you directly, knowing you for so long, it doesn't change you. I think that you have so much gratitude and display so much gratitude and have so much positivity for the things that you have or don't have or see or don't see.
Yes.
Like, I definitely would never think that the way that your family values were then
right,
had shaped or changed your ability to feel gratitude today. Never.
and thank you for saying that. But and likewise with you two, I mean, like we're all energetically drawn to each other because of our personalities and our energy, and we're all very high vibe, in gratitude, which I have to align with those types of people. But for those who are in that challenge of how do you get there, it's easy for you to say that. No, it's not. It actually is easy, but it's not easy because you know what? It's a state of mind that you have to take into account. You have to be aware of your inner dialogue. You have to be aware of your outer dialogue. What kinds of things are you saying? Like, a prime example is money doesn't grow on trees. You want, but you're not willing to go out and get it, or whatever. Like whatever you heard from your parents. I can't afford this. Whatever. And and so you will come from a place initially in a sense of lack, or that you feel that you've been given a lesser of an opportunity starting out in life. And the reality is that's just not true. I mean, we all, once we take on the responsibility for our own lives, and we start, making a living and taking care of ourselves, we are responsible for our joy, our happiness, our direction. And if you're not in a place of gratitude, you need to get there like yesterday, right? You need to get there like yesterday. And it's so easy to make the decision to see things from a different perspective. So always ask yourself, if you find that you're that person who goes to the negative, ask yourself, what am I not seeing? Or what do I need to see that takes me out of this darkness or this challenge. And you'll be blown away at how quickly you see the positives. Back to you, Jay. What have you got anything else to share?
So true, Liz. Thank you so much for those darker points, because really I see that a lot, especially in the near-death groups that I belong to, because a lot of these people have had, these accidents, they've come close to death, and they always come back with this gratitude. It's like, oh my God, I see my life so differently now. And it's to walk out of the four walls of your past reality, will shed that fear, and to really walk into it. I mean, the lessons learned for me, I had difficult lessons as well, Liz, but I always said that was the best teacher I ever had, because he taught me, or she taught me, exactly what I don't want. And so I could now make choices that are much more positive for myself. Bills, I write thank you on my bills because I'm so thankful. And it's true, because if I wasn't, abundant, I wouldn't have all these bills. And so, not that I have so many, but you know what I'm talking about. But it's true. We have to kind of set that intention, just say, okay, what am I finding positive out of this situation, and go with that. And the thing is, you're so right. The universe doesn't hear the word don't or won't. It only hears, the positive. And so if you're saying, I don't want this and I don't want that, you're really actually manifesting the things you don't want. So you have to ask for what it is that you want when you're setting your intentions as well. And just be grateful and just thank the universe ahead of time for the things you're going to receive. It's just so amazing. Ladies, this has been such a great subject, because I think that we have to have attitude of gratitude. I think that we need to put our energy in the right place in order for this to flow back. So try it. For those of you out there that are not sure how to, write down what burdens you, write down what you feel could be the positive to that, flip that positive switch, and just to move forward and being grateful for the things that you have, even your health, or even breathing every single day when you wake up in the morning. For those of you who are looking for a little bit more insight on all kinds of wonderful things that we help with in terms of confidence, getting to trust your intuition, all these wonderful things, please visit us at thepsychicassociates.com. We'd love to see you there. Thank you, ladies. Until next time, we'll see you really soon.
Bye.
Bye,
Before I
everyone.
forget, we're really grateful you're watching and listening to us.
Yes, we are.
Hey, Johnny out there.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.